You're listening to the Smash Bros. Cast, episode 36. I'm your host, N64 Josh, player 2, Nightcrawler. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It is going well. It's been a fun week of Smash. I've had some some sad revelations, but we'll get to that later. Before we do, guys, if you would like to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/SBC. Pick up something awesome like Ready Player One, Armada. There's all kinds of good books there. That's audibletrial.com/SBC. The chair I'm sitting in is from OPC. If you go to n64josh.com/OPC, you automatically save $10 at checkout. And it helps support this show. So I really appreciate it. That's n64josh.com/OPC. And lastly, I have a Patreon. If you want to get an extra podcast for just $1, go to patreon.com/n64josh. With that, we do have some announcements.
Let's go.
All right. Well, we have a Smash Bros. Tournament that was supposed to happen last weekend, and then it didn't. Or it's supposed to happen...
No, I don't remember.
It was supposed to happen tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah? I don't know.
I don't remember what we put.
I don't know either anymore.
But we got a firm date now.
Yes, firm date. Smash Bros. Tournament. 12/1 for Wii U, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay? Go to the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord, sign up there. There's not very many people signed up. If you win the Wii U tournament, you get a copy of Ultimate. If you win the 3DS tournament, you get a copy of Ultimate. The 3DS tournament is 11/30. It's November 30th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, we have, you can sign up. We have all the details. There's a pinned messages in the Smash Bros. Server on the Discord that'll give you the details that you need. Okay? So make sure to go check that out. It's time now to get to our countdown.
All right. Today is 11/16. Today is Friday. We are 3 weeks away from having our hands on it. And less than that if you count, like, we're 20 days and change if we're getting to a midnight release. So we're getting there. Final. It's the final countdown. I will have
already been playing for like 17 hours at this point.
Yeah, we're going to be bags under our eyes and all sorts of stuff. Coffee and... we are going to take a break in 3 weeks to give you guys the Smash Bros. Cast. We're going to compare notes. Who has more characters unlocked?
I have all the character I need.
Notice we already went over this right before we went live.
Notice I said character. He's like, I'm going to play single player. Oh, yeah? I'm not. I'm going right into multiplayer. Okay.
You're going to get spanked by the nerds that are already online, though.
Shh, no, there's going to be enough people that I might win. Stop. So, all right. Well, hey, that's all of our news. I do want to let you guys know we do this show live on twitch.tv/n64josh, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out. Everybody in chat, thank you guys for being here. We do appreciate it. We're going to get to our news. Pikachu! All right. So, tournament rule set. There's already been some stuff getting thrown out there, some suggestions, right? We have a link to a Google Doc that this is from Max Ketchum's. It says Max Ketchum's Smash Ultimate Rule Set, copied with edits from Tentula Xanadu rule set. So I'm not sure. I don't know who these people are, unfortunately. But
I think Max Ketchum is a TO from California, one of the kind of groups out in California, I believe, is what I saw.
Okay, cool. So that's that way. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. So, we got game settings, counter picks, rules explanations, alternative 7-minute timer, extra alternative 2-stock 6-minute timer, stages, counter picks, stage bans, removing DSR, like the list goes on and on and on. It's pretty extensive. So if you want to check it out, you can go to n64josh.com/SBC36, and there will be a link there to this Google Doc, so you can start getting familiar with what some of this stuff some of the stuff is. So I don't necessarily want to go through all of this like line by line, because there's a lot of minutia and things that are, we don't need to talk about, but it's important for the tournaments. But what were some of the things that you saw, some of the rumblings that you saw going on throughout the week within the community as this started getting out into the wild?
Yeah, well, I know this is edited from what it originally was. And I mean, that's noted in the title that it took some, I think the internet kind of jumped all over it, and especially some other TOs and then just other prominent members of the community. But kind of some of the big takeaways were, I know originally it was all stages listed were hazard off, which Pokemon Stadium 2, that makes sense. Kalos Pokemon League hazards off, that makes sense, because those stages just come alive with all sorts of crazy hazards and stuff. But Smashville and Town and City, that stops the stages from moving. So that it's kind of weird to think about when the Smash 4 community has been playing those stages with hazards on the entire time, because it's not an option to turn them off. So why?
So you're talking about the moving platforms.
Yeah, that would count as. It's believed that that's going to count as a hazard. I don't know.
Okay.
This is all 3 weeks out from a game coming out that we don't fully know the details of yet either. I mean, we know a lot about it. We know what you're going to be able to turn on, but we don't know, is that going to count as a hazard? I don't know. But then also, one thing that I know was omitted on the original draft when this was posted was Fountain of Dreams not being included. And I know there's been a lot of people that have been calling for that to be included. I think that is, we were talking, I think was that Wednesday or Tuesday, we were talking in Discord, I think, in the Smash Bros. Rooms. I think Fountain of Dreams is crucial to be included, just to hopefully bring in Melee players, because that is one of their stages that is featured in Melee, and get them included. And that, I think, should have hazards on as well, because that has moving platforms on the side. I see.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're seeing some of this stuff come out already without even the game in the wild, right? Like, it's all of this is just kind of being like, hey, we're watching these videos, we're seeing what happened here. These, somebody was able to go and play, and they brought back what they learned from about, and these scenarios are kind of crazy, because it's like some of these people are like, yeah, we're having to do 4-player matches to try to get, to get some of these rule sets and whatnot. So pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I clicked the stages there. Am I reading this? It says neutral stages 5. Like,
so that's an original, like, that is guaranteed only available. Those are the only 5 stages available for the first match. After that, all of these open up. That's kind of how that works.
Okay, I understand now. I got you. So we're looking at many, many more. Many more maps.
But then you also think about it in parentheses next to Final Destination and Battlefield, it's or any mutually agreed upon variant. So we established last week, I think, with information that came out that said Battlefield is Battlefield, Final Destination is Final Destination, regardless of variant. So that means, how we took it at least, is that blast zones and ceilings and everything are standardized. So FD will be FD regardless of how it's configured. Battlefield will be just like how Battlefield is laid out. It just, you can change the aesthetic. So
and
that'll be good. It'll make tournaments more interesting. I feel like when you agree upon, if Battlefield isn't striked and you choose Battlefield, you can go to anything and just select that option, and then it's just a different variant. It's different music. It's better to look at.
Right. Just more variety than Smashville.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So, I mean, like I said, there's a ton of information here. If you guys want to check it out, like, we encourage you to dig in and see. And this is being, This is being updated and added to on a regular basis. And I think they're trying to just get ahead of this thing because this game drops and then like 2 months.
Six, 9 weeks later is Genesis.
Exactly. And so they're trying to get the conversation going, get people's input. And I mean, there's a lot of people involved in this trying to get this thing worked out. So it's something that is going to take some time for sure. So,
and I just saw this. I wonder what counts as a hazard on Lilat, but Lilat is listed with hazards off. I wonder if that prevents stage tilting.
That could be the case, yeah, because that gets some kills every now and again.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Dreamland has been played for so long with the wind blowing.
Yeah.
It just seems kind of weird to turn off hazards when those stages have been played for so long with hazards because it wasn't an option to turn off. I don't know. I think there's a lot to be discussed, and I think Genesis is going to set the precedent moving forward. This is a prominent kind of group, I think, setting these rules out that have kind of been dissected and discussed online. But I think a collection of TOs is going to be coming together to kind of ultimately decide on what Genesis is. And Genesis might just be a very big kind of beta test for what we're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. And maybe things need to be tweaked afterwards, and we'll kind of go from there as a community.
Yeah, I mean, it could take up to a year possibly to get this rule set the way, get it nailed down with different.
There's so many stages.
Well, there's so many stages, and who knows which characters could do what on certain stages and things like. I mean, some of this stuff we're going to find out as we go, and so it'll be interesting to see. But it's really cool to kind of just see it all unfolding, right? Because I've never been on this side of Smash before. I've never, not at all. And so it's really cool learning about this and seeing the way it goes. So, all right. Well, next up, Inklings seem to take damage from water because that's according to their lore, right? Like the squids can no longer swim in water or touch water. And so the question is Mario's Flood going to do damage? And then you even mentioned Squirtle, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are they gonna take damage? And then you saw somebody mention like something on Twitter or Reddit or something.
I mean, the possibility. I think it's just anything canonically that a character can't deal with water. So I think Charizard might take damage as well. Squid Kids, obviously, and then I don't know if we've dissected enough of the roster to see if there's anybody else that can't swim. But yeah, it'd be interesting if that would be a particular matchup that would yield you a few extra percentage points on that meter if you happen to hit them with Flood.
Patrick Murphy's saying Greninja's water taunt will destroy Inklings.
That's true. Yeah, because he's throwing water stars and everything. Greninja would be a strong counter pick to an Inkling main. Then just because I think almost every single one of Greninja's moves uses some form of water. So it'll be interesting to see if that works out.
Yeah, and this all came about from like a video that went up where they were playing on a stage where waves were crashing and the Inklings were taking damage from the waves.
Yeah, it could just be a stage that is possible to cause damage and not characters.
We now have the latest Smash trailer, right? The day after the show, it was last Saturday, the trailer went out, and then every song known to man was put onto this trailer, so we get to hear Queen and the Bee Gees and
Zeppelin and
Limp Bizkit. Like I don't know who was
there's a good one.
Everyone's here, even the bands. Yeah. Every band is here.
The Mortal Kombat techno song.
Yes.
That was good.
Fight. It was great.
And then another prominent one I saw was somebody calling out that it was a shame that Nintendo didn't do a throwback to the original 64 Smash commercial with everyone running through the field with
me and
what
you
was the song?
And you and me.
Yeah. But everything works, and it I mean, to Nintendo's credit, they're letting the community market the game for them, because it got me. I don't know how many times I watched that trailer this weekend or last weekend, because anything that I saw in a Twitter thread, I clicked on the video because it was guaranteed to almost be different than the last one you listened to, because right. Everyone took it upon themselves to add their own music in.
Yeah, so Patrick Murphy from chat saying DMX X gonna give it to you was his fave.
that I watched that one. That one was good too.
So as soon as I saw it, I immediately thought Mortal Kombat, and then you sent me somebody that did it, and then as I look at that tweet, somebody else tweeted another version of that song that some like these things kind of went wild, like they went like wildfire. There were so many of them, so super fun to watch. Reggie Fils-Aimé, president of Nintendo of America, in a recent interview, he was interviewed, I believe by Bloomberg, and asked about Smash, and he described the single-player mode as exceptionally strong and a way to get a story and unlock some characters. So, a way to get a story. So there's going to be, like, this, I mean, we're speculating still, but it looks like there's going to be kind of a cool story here, and I mean,
everyone got Thanos snapped, so you got to get him back.
Yeah,
somehow.
We got to get him back, right? And so that's I mean, it was cool for me. Like, we have that other podcast, and we were talking with the other hosts and stuff, and like, some of them aren't interested in the competitive side of Smash whatsoever. But when they saw that there was going to be more to do with single player, it really kind of excited them. And I think that's good. I think it's great that there's going to kind of be something for everybody. And, like, if you're not into competitive, it's okay. There's going to be this for you. Am I going to even touch this stuff? Maybe eventually, but like, I don't even have Smashville unlocked because I don't want to be playing the game that's not playing against somebody, right? So, thankfully all the stages are unlocked. That's good. That's good for me.
Oh man. Easy way out. Just your main's already unlocked, all the stages. Just gonna go in and try to play online. That's it. Gotta have stuff to talk. We got plenty of stuff to talk about with this. I mean, Spirits. They've been featuring Spirits pretty well in the weekly blog as well. So I mean, that's gonna be something else to dive into.
I'm just gonna be talking about how I'm landing so many sweet back airs against everybody I'm playing against. That's the thing.
I mean, you're not dunking on them?
I'm the most excited about. Well, I mean, you got to get the dunks in there too, right? Look, it's got to be a nice mix. I did have a few good dunks this week. There was some good dunks. But lastly, this isn't news. It is just kind of an announcement. I should have said it earlier. I forgot to write it down. I'm giving away a copy of Smash and 1 year of Nintendo Switch Online. If you go to my Twitter at N64Josh, look at the pinned tweet, all of the details are there. And if you're in chat right now, you can hit !giveaway and see the details there as well. So I think with that, we're going to move on over to the Smash Bros blog and see what we got.
Show me your moves.
All right. We will do that indeed. So let's see.
Where are we starting?
We're going all the way back to, I'm thinking Little Mac, huh?
The 12th, yep.
Yeah, you want to take it?
Sure. So this is from the 12th, fighter number 49, Little Mac. As a boxer, Little Mac fights with his fists alone, no kicks. When his power meter fills up, he can use a special KO uppercut, which can really turn a battle around. For his final smash, he turns into Gigamac and pummels the opponents with furious rush of punches.
All right, I've been fighting a few Little Macs this last week, and man, he hits hard.
Crazy.
Yeah, he hits hard. All right, for the music, Seascape. The tune you know and love from Splatoon is now in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Hirokazu Tanaka's new arrangement lends the track a more relaxed and mature vibe. So we are going to go ahead and listen to Seascape right now. Here it is. Man, that was super great. Like, totally nailed Splatoon there. Like,
Yep.
Just totally nailed Splatoon. So, loving that. That's awesome. You got to go ahead and take the next one.
Yep. So from the 13th, the stage featured this week is Pokemon Stadium. After 10 years, it's back. In addition to the basic stadium formation, the stage also switches between fire, water, rock, and grass variations. If you want to win on this stage, you'll have to alter your strategy based on the current formation.
Ooh. You can see some fireworks in the background, too. It's kind of cool. So, next up is Akira Assist Trophy from the original Virtual Fighter game. Like, this was crazy to me when I saw this. Akira joins the battle with the same graphic style as his original appearance. He's just nothing but giant polygons. And, like, no joke. He has a wide variety of attacks at his disposal, but none represent him better than his Tetsu and Kuao. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there. When he leaves the fight, he says his signature line. By the way, Bayonetta's forward throw is based off of, I don't know how to say it. So it's based off of his move.
His signature move.
Yeah, his signature move. So there you go. Next up, some spirits.
Yeah, so from the 14th, we're talking about spirits. Primary spirits come in different types: attack, shield, and grab. Attack has an advantage over grab. Grab has an advantage over shield, and shield has an advantage over attack. Try to equip spirits that are strong against your opponent's spirit team. So we're just playing a high-tech version of rock, paper, scissors.
Right. Love it. Love it. Oh, boy. Fighter number 27, Meta Knight. This fighter not only has tons of quick moves, he can perform a mid-air jump 5 times. All his special moves have a recovery aspect, so use them at the right time. His final smash is Darkness Illusion, which unleashes a fast series of aerial attacks. The real question is how many times will Crawler die as Meta Knight, or as the chat likes to say, Meta Crawler?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you cancel out of that move now? I don't know. We'll see.
Beware of the side B, kids. Beware of the.
I mean, as a Corrin main, she stops at the stage edge with her side B.
Right.
So I get spoiled by that a little bit. And when I find a character like Charizard or Meta Knight that doesn't stop at the side, I tend to kill myself fairly easily. Just right off the edge.
Just right off the edge. Yep. All right. Well, hey, let's move on over to just kind of our talking points and the progress for the week. And this sound effect is going to kind of sum up what I'm going through. Oof. Yeah. Oof. I'm going to let you start. How's your week been?
I had a pretty good week. I'm crippled by indecision when it comes to playing on my Switch, because I just have too many games that I haven't played enough. And so I end up reverting back to playing Smash on a system that's going to get wrapped up here in 3 weeks and put away. But I've jumped into For Glory. I've played some other people in the Discord. and it's been good. I feel like I'm mixing up my attack a little bit. I have kind of started just to venture into some different characters a little bit. I'm very intrigued on playing more Game and Watch here in the next couple weeks leading up to Ultimate, and then definitely wanting to try to pick him up in Ultimate and see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling comfortable with Corrin. I definitely know I have room to improve, and I should be getting punished on some things that I maybe get lucky with sometimes, and that reaffirms bad habits. But for the most part, I definitely feel comfortable how I'm moving around the stage. I feel like I'm more comfortable in understanding what my limitations are on recovery to make sure I can get back to the stage if I am playing around with that. I feel like it's been clicking a little bit, and I think that's a little bit the opposite of maybe where you've been.
So it's ultimately, for me, it's been a good week, but I kind of figured out, I mean, I know what my learning style is with this game, and what I will do is I will watch something, and then I will try to emulate that, right? And so what happens is then while I'm playing the game, like I'm overusing certain things, and then I end up kind of putting them in the arsenal and then learn something else. And in that process, I end up losing. I lose matches quite regularly because I'm trying to, instead of just jumping into and I even jumped into training mode, but I will go in and do matches against people and try to implement these things that I've learned. This week for me, approach was a big thing that I'm like, okay, I have to get this figured out, right? Because my approach with Mario is you've got to get in close, you've got to get the grabs, and you've got to get the combos started. And I started doing my approach with fireballs all the time. Like, just too much. Just doing it too much. And so I'm playing my game, and I have people in chat, and I'm constantly getting feedback. And there was somebody yesterday that was like, you have a lot of them. They basically said, you have a lot of the moves figured out, but they were polite, but basically said your neutral game sucks, right? Is basically what, and so it kind of got me thinking, and like, they're completely right. My neutral game is garbage. I picked it apart myself. I jump into a match of Smash completely reliant on what my skills are, like with my character, instead of looking for opportunities to punish what somebody else makes a mistake with, or setting up so that they do make those mistakes and then I can punish them. And so because of that, my wins are based upon the fact that I may be able to do, my moveset may be able to allow me to win. But when it comes to higher level player, people that really know what they're doing, I'm in a box, right? Like, I'm stuck because
you're not a box, you're a book, and you're wide open.
There's nothing that I'm doing to try to anticipate what they're doing. I'm just rushing in and playing it. And I've said this in many episodes. Like, I am extremely aggressive when it comes to fighting games. I always have been. I'm gonna run in and try to beat you down and hope for the best. And what I see happening often is I'm a stock and a half. I'm always a stock and a half. Sometimes I get 2 stocks, sure, but a lot of times I'm like a stock and a half, and it's like I need to close that distance. I need to close that distance so that I can get that second stock. The other thing that when I was going online and looking for things to improve my game, I was too reliant upon those things becoming that thing that I could use as a crutch. So when I watch certain people play, I can see what their patterns are. but their patterns work. Like what they're doing is working for them. They're walling me out. Their spacing is working, and I can't seem to counter it. And so in my mind, I'm like, I need that. I need those abilities. When in the reality, yes, it's good to have that so where you can use it, but it can't be something to fall back on because you just become too predictable. And that's where I've been. It's just like, I just rush in and hope for the best. And it's like, I have to adjust my play style to where I start looking for opportunities. And I don't ever do that. It doesn't help either when you go and watch professional play. It looks like both opponents are just so aggressive and so fast and moving in. And then so you're like, well, this is the way Smash is supposed to be played. Like, look at, but for me, I have to have that disconnect and go, no, it doesn't have to be that way. I don't have to be the one to initiate combat every time. I can play a little defensively. I can utilize Flood to push people back. I can look for opportunities of things I know I can punish and then get back to a safe area and get back to neutral, right? And then get to where more percentages is coming down. And so this is going to be a huge hurdle for me. I'm glad I'm doing it now 3 weeks before Ultimate's coming out so that I can really attempt to start fixing this. But I'll be honest, it feels like such a huge problem because it's like this goes back all the way to the first time I played fighting games. I mean, this is just the way I am even as a kid. It was like if my buddy and I were like wrestling in the backyard, or I was just the one that was like, I'm going to go crazy till I win. If I got in a fight as a kid, it was just like, I'm going to go. It's always been the way I've been, and I have to break that because I know I can get to the level I want to achieve, but I was almost going about it the wrong way. I was going about it basing it on like, oh, if I can start to learn combos, then I'm going to start winning. When the reality is you have to learn your opponent if you want to start winning. But you learn your opponent by being able to pick up on patterns immediately and pick up on things that those characters do that you can punish. And even people in my chat were like, bro, even when you do punish something, you're only doing one thing. You're not going for a greater punish to take more percentage off. You're doing something weak. And so Benji says
Josh is getting picked on in chat now too.
No, it's fine. I mean, hey, I've had to look, anybody can probably relate with this. I'm on stream. I'm trying to be entertaining. I'm trying to play the best I can. And then to get, told you kind of suck, right? Like to keep my chin up and keep going. Like, it's like, oh man, can I take some of the wind out of your sails? But like, this is what I want. Like, I know I will get to the point where my streams are entertaining based on my gameplay if I stick with this. But it's going to having to walk through that. Like, I mean, like, just to be honest, it's like, oh my gosh, like, come on. I want to be beyond this. It's been, and I feel like I'm kind of back at ground zero. I'm not, because I have a skill set now. If I can get the neutral game down, I could be a force to be reckoned with, but I still have a long ways to go to be able to make that a reality.
Yeah, and I mean, also when we rolled the clock over here 3 weeks, the game itself is going to make your stream more entertaining, because after you get into a handful of matches and you get a smash score, you're going to be put up against people that are similar to you, and you're going to work through those tiers. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be closer fights and not just you stomping on somebody or somebody stomping on you. It's going to be that incremental tier stair system that you're working up towards. What's it called? When is it elite smash or master or?
Yeah, like elite status. I don't remember the exact term, but I know what you're talking about.
I mean, but it's that kind of just stair stepping your way up, and it's hopefully going to be on par kind of equal kind of matches going at the beginning here, shortly after everyone kind of gets that score established.
Chat's calling me Leroy Jenkins. And Patrick Murphy says, but you've been grinding and getting better. There's no doubt that I have been. My game has been improving.
Well, and that was pointed out. You were telling me, was that yesterday? So Silverstone, who friend of the show, has been kind of here since the beginning. There would be matches we would do on our late Thursday night streams when we were originally starting. That we would play and do some viewer battles, and we were just both getting stomped by Silverstone. And I think, didn't you say you played him this week?
Yeah, we played, and I mean, again, I was a stock and a half, like, and it was close. I mean, it was probably more than a stock and a half. It was probably a stock and 3/4. And I mean, if it's that same thing, I always fall short on though. Like, you have to understand. Like, I can see all of not all of them, but I see a number of shortcomings. Right, the neutral game. The percent game, where it's like, what am I doing at this percent to this percent, from this percent to this percent? Like, I hate when I get to the point that it's like, oh, hey, we're at 100%. Let me just start throwing smashes out. Like, I've really tried to stop doing that. Like, yes, there's going to be a time that you can try to time a smash and do that kind of stuff, but like, and then the other day you saw me, I was trying to input a dash attack, and I threw a smash 3 times in a row. So, and I will say this, I don't want to make excuses, right? There is something about going to a brand new controller versus the controller that was broken in that I do feel like kind of throws me off a little bit. Like, I don't know that for sure. I want to try the old controller again and see how it goes. But like, there are some times that I'm like, man, I used to be able to get that move, but it's not working. Like, it didn't pull off as fast, or, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's good for me that I know, here's the areas that I need improvement. And I mean, it's been that way week after week. And it ebbs and flows. There's ups and downs. Like, there's some weeks that it's really good, but like, right now I feel like I'm at that area where it's like, I need to break through to the next area, and it's got to be based on the way I'm playing my neutral game. Like, not being so aggressive, not rushing in, and not leaving myself open, for to be punished, and then really taking advantage of those opportunities to punish people, right? And so, because I mean, look, it wasn't that bad of a week as far as like my 4 glory matches and some things like that, but like, if one of the things I want to make sure that I'm doing a little bit more is being consistent with playing people that are much better than me, right? Because like, I've gotten to some floor glory matches where it's like, I can tell this person doesn't even know what they're doing. This may have been their first game, like something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that doesn't help, because you do that for a while, and then you go and try and play, and you're like,
you don't get punished for your bad behavior.
Yeah, you have this like false confidence that like, hey, look at what I'm doing, and then no, the reality is you're still terrible, So, I mean, look, that's the point. This is the point of this show. Like, I want to document how we are improving, how we are going through this, and like, because this isn't something that happens overnight. Maybe you have some like crazy natural ability. I don't have that. Like, I always won all my fighting games through like just being overly aggressive and learning a handful of moves. Where like
pinning them against the wall and just wailing on them.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but even Zero, if you listen to Zero talk about how he rose up through the rank, I mean, it's a grind, and it's just playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. And I mean, he'll even say that too.
Yeah, that's really what it's about. So like, when you start setting your goals for how, where you want to be and how good you want to get at this game, you have to be prepared to put that time in. Like, that is the number one factor. And so I've had a question or a request that we do like a top 5 things for ultimate players getting into the game. So I want to spend a little time like writing up that, like I'll basically write an article for it, but then we'll go over it on next week's show. But I can tell you right now, the number one thing is going to be time, right? And the beauty of the Switch is that you can play it handheld wherever you are and be able to practice. That's what I'm the most excited for. Yeah, I wish I had a GameCube controller everywhere I went, but I mean, just to even play handheld and be able to practice on break at work, you know, sitting down to watch some TV at night or whatever it is, like, you have more opportunity to get better at this game. Because I mean, the DS was there and it was fine. It was okay, but not really the same game when it comes to the pace and everything like that. It was slower, you know. So, I'm excited, but like, yeah, kind of had the wind pulled, like, kind of taken out of my sails a little bit this week, just because it was like, I've kind of been banging my head against the wall. What do I have to do to improve, right? And I mean, I did some things. I mean, we had a couple matches. I did some combos with you that you didn't even hit the ground until like 70% or whatever, right? So like some of that stuff, you were like, "Hey, let me hit the ground," you know. So that's important stuff. That's stuff that's great. And so good. That was an opportunity that I punished correctly. But how many times do I not do that? Right? It's more times than not. And so, what I find for myself is I play, learn something, do it then way too much, and then don't come back to it, right? And it's like, it's just kind of finding that balance, and I don't know, it's probably harder than I anticipated it would be, you know? Like I didn't really anticipate just how difficult it would be to really kind of get to the next level with this game. But it's no joke. It's no joke. And I look at some of the people in our Discord, like Eli and Leo and things like that, and like, you know, Leo's saying, I definitely learned the hard way. Being a Toon Link main makes me a spacer, but it's always tough to know when to switch it to offense and go from there. Right? And I played Leo's Toon Link often. And what do? I jump right in to try to get close, and he spaces himself away from me. And I'm like, maybe I just need to stand back and be like, no, come to me, right? We can do this all day. I can cape all your arrows right back to you, and we can do this all day long. But, you know, that aggressive nature of mine, I'm just like, I'm constantly just running in. So, and it's because the other aspect of that is that's what I've been told to do as a Mario main. You're a brawler. You got to get in close. You got to get those grabs, and you've got to, you know, get the combo started, get the down throw to the up tilts, and get moving. So overall, it's good. It's good, but at the same time, frustrating, because I'm like, man, like, this is the, you know, I've mentioned on here before, like, we have those, like, a bunch of small breakthroughs where it's like, yeah, here we go. I feel like I've hit a concrete wall that I'm like, man, I don't know if I have a big enough jackhammer to get through this thing, you know? But we'll try. So, all right. Well, hey, I think that's going to do it for this one. Crawler, where can people find you?
You guys... Martha's jumping in there. You guys can find me hanging out in Josh's Discord, n64josh.com/discord will get you the invite. Come hang out. Lots of new people coming in every week. It's been growing leaps and bounds. So once Ultimate hits, we will have lots of people in there to play games with you. Also, retweeting random stuff. Usually not posting a whole lot on Twitter, but Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawler without the E. And then as soon as I get a better computer, eventually, hopefully I'll be streaming a little bit more, twitch.tv/Nightcrawler724.
There you go. Guys, the music you're hearing right now is the Metal Melee theme. You can check it out at n64josh.com/Metal Melee. If you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. The chair I'm sitting in from OPC, n64josh.com/OPC automatically saves you $10 at checkout. I do have a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/n64josh to get an extra podcast for just $1 a month. We have a ton of Smash resources in the show notes right now. You guys check them out at n64josh.com/SBC36. And like Crawler said, come hang out in the Discord. n64josh.com/Discord. A lot of great people. It's a really good time over there. If you have a second to rate and review on iTunes, we would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening week in and week out. Remember to go check out my giveaway on my Twitter page and sign up for the tournament. Come over to the Discord, check out those pinned messages, and we will see you guys next week. Oh, we're getting so close. So close. See you guys later.